U.S. President Donald Trump has said that Iran has agreed to never have a nuclear weapon. Now, his statement comes a day after Washington and Tehran announced a deal to end the war in West Asia. The U.S., Iran, and mediator Pakistan said the peace agreement was to be signed on Friday in Switzerland. And senior U.S. officials cited in reports have begun giving details about the content of the deal. They say technical talks on Iran's nuclear program are expected to begin this week. And they also said that the Strait of Hormuz would reopen on Friday, while any sanctions relief or release of assets will depend on Iran meeting commitments under the deal. Now, reports say that Trump, Vice President JD Vance, and Iran's Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf had already signed the text electronically. Now, asked at the G7 in France when the text would be released, Trump said it would be released sometime after formal signing on Friday.
JD's coming in for it. He was originally going to do it. I'll probably be gone by then. We're having dinner in a day and a half, right? We're going to be staying quite late. So I may be involved, I may not.
Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian called the deal a great achievement for the region, but Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi struck a more cautious note, citing a history of broken commitments.
Failure to fulfill commitments and Americans tearing up agreements. And all of this is in our minds, so we are basing the negotiation plan and implementing the understanding that has been reached on distrust and past experiences.
Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esma Baghieh said Washington must ensure that Israel stops fighting in Lebanon under the agreement.
Lebanon and the end of the war in Lebanon are an inseparable part of the agreement to end the war.
But Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the country's forces would remain in Lebanon, Syria, and Gaza as long as necessary.
We will stay there as long as necessary. Iran wanted us to retreat from there. It didn't happen. Do you know why it didn't happen, among other things? Because I stood very, very firmly. I was very, very decisive about this thing, and I think that our American friends respect this decisiveness and firm standing.
Lebanese President Joseph Aoun welcomed the agreement during a call with Araghchi, saying he hoped it would be a positive step towards reducing tensions. Lebanese state media later reported the first deadly strike since the announcement, saying the Israeli attack in South killed one person. All right, for more details, our correspondent Susan Tirani sent us a report from New York. Let's take a look.
With a healthy dose of skepticism, the United States and Iran seem to be moving into the next phase of negotiations after an initial agreement. Vice President JD Vance, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner are set to attend Friday's formal signing ceremony in Geneva, with Vice President JD Vance expected to lead the technical talks going forward. But major questions still remain. The agreement itself is only about a page and a half long, that's according to Vance, and key details including sanctions relief, Iran's nuclear commitment, and regional security arrangements as well. Well, none of those have been finalized. Trump also credited China and Russia for helping pave the way for the Iran deal, praising Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin for what he called their constructive role. Israel has also signaled that it wants to preserve freedom of action against emerging threats from Iran moving forward. So for now, the deal remains largely untested until the technical negotiations are complete and implementation begins. And it's clear what actually is in that text and what the two sides have agreed to. Any prediction is speculation. And as we all well know, from now until Friday is a lifetime when it comes to the West Asia conflict. So let's see what happens. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.